So I'm recording this video at 10:15 Pacific time. As of the time of this recording, the election has not been called, but I want to sum up what's taken place thus far. But I want to start by talking about this post by Susan Murphy because it resonates with me. Susan writes, "Let me say this. The media is at fault for the swing toward fascism. They've normalized it and they have spread propaganda. From the very outset, the media has both sides, all of these issues, and they've continued to normalize and promote Donald Trump and to attack President Biden at each and every turn. And here at the Midas Touch Network, we try to shed light on the truth and the facts about the Biden administration. As Tom Nichols says, the irony is that Biden's term wasn't a disaster. Unemployment at 4%, inflation at 2.4%. America's economy is the envy of the world. As I wrote long before this election, when people think that bad, illiberal populism thrives on fake nostalgia. Stephen Robinson wrote, the whole problem is that Biden's term was considered a disaster, so much so the nation could have returned a felon to the office. And, that's where Tom Nichols is saying the nation thought that, they felt that, but the reality is, if we were using objective metrics, I remember that photo when President Biden went into office, the disaster he inherited. Time magazine had that photo of himself. Sherry Jacobus writes, thank the media for that. They reported how people felt about the economy, not what the economy was really doing. And this helped Donald Trump enormously. Robert Reich writes, reminder, we will not get the results tonight. Don't let the horse race media coverage and repeated breaking news chyrons get to you. Stay calm, drink water, and wait it out. Every vote must be counted. But there was, at least as of this recording, some positive news to report. At least as of this recording, Democrats were still favored to win the House of Representatives, Hakeem Jeffries to become Speaker of the House. Whether that's still the case in the morning, we'll see. That's why I want to flag that I'm recording this in the evening, as I have to get to my little baby girl in a little bit, who, frankly was one of the motivations for this network and, who we were fighting for tirelessly and who we will continue to fight for tirelessly. People like my daughter, Jimena, all the women out there, men out there, anybody out there, from marginalized communities, just Americans. We're always going to be here to fight for our values and to fight for our democracy. But, good news to report, for example, in North Carolina, as Taniel writes, a game changer in North Carolina. The combination of Democrats winning the governorship and apparent results in legislative races will end the GOP ability to do as they will in the state. Also, you have Josh Stein winning the governor's race there as well. So you'll have a Democratic governor in North Carolina. Breaking. It appears North Carolina Democrats will break the GOP supermajority. Unofficial results show incumbent Republican Ken Fontenot losing to Democrat Dante Pittman. We also learned that the Harris campaign, as of this recording, confirmed that Vice President Kamala Harris is not going to address the supporters the evening of Tuesday. As of this recording, we expect her to address the country this morning or soon. It's possibly it happened, already as of this recording. And again, that's why I just want to flag it for you. Tim Williams writes, everyone wants to keep blaming either Latinos or black men or Muslims. You need to be blaming the mainstream media, especially Fox News and CNN. They've been normalizing him and his traveling shit show for years to the point where his insanity seems sane because ratings and profits. It's just his take right there. And honestly, I don't know right now if it is a blame game mentality versus a get-to-work mentality in terms of fighting for our democracy and keeping our institutions. I don't think, while certainly the results that were coming in were not great results by any imagination, I mean, we're Americans. We don't just give up and we don't just surrender to tyranny. That's not who we are. Mark Jacob journalist writes, you can't have a democracy if your citizens accept being lied to, but you can certainly have a dictatorship. Rachel Bidikofer writes, democracy is the theory that the people know that they want and deserve to get it, good and hard. And look, of course, our founders certainly have warned against the rise of populism and the ability of democratic institutions to come under attack. I'm not sure if they foresaw specifically what was happening, but they did build a system of checks and balances. Take a look at the House of Representatives under Hakeem Jeffries and see where we could all be put to the best use to call out all of these things and to make sure that we do our part to continue to build this. Chris Jackson writes, the media is giddy. Trump's their cash cow and they have dollar signs in their eyes right now. You see, Chris, they may have dollar signs in their eyes right now, but I also firmly believe that the people remember what they've done. I think the people are sick and tired of them. They're sick and tired of what the media did in this election and for the past 4 years, how the media treated President Biden. I think they're sick and tired of it. And I think that they are ready to just shut it down, cut the cord, and to never go back to, frankly, the CNNs and the NBCs and even the MSNBCs and, of course, the Foxes. Matt Walton has this theory. Because of cognitive decline or health, I don't think Trump makes it for 4 years. 25th Amendment, he says. Well, then you got J.D. Vance, who, is we all know J.D. Vance. And so holding J.D. Vance accountable is something that, we'll have to gear towards. Tom Nichols writes, and I think I disagree with this, but he goes, I was far more in shock and disbelief in 2016. 8 years of talking to Trump voters and watching the right-wing media descend even deeper into madness made me think of this possibility tonight. I hoped against it, obviously, but I was far less naive than then. And I think the point, though, is that it wasn't far-right media, though. It was corporate media in general. I'll do a whole nother hot take on how the corporate media buried the Jeffrey Epstein story of Donald Trump. I mean, think about that. There's actual audio of Epstein coming out, and corporate media refuses to show that. Joanne goes, I've said it for 2 years. They wanted him back since he lost. Biden didn't create chaos or drama, and that sells for the media. Trump is their cash cow, and it's all about power and greed. They could care less about anything else, is what she writes. I'll show you this right here, too. This was, again, as of last night, Vice President Kamala Harris did not speak. The co-chair, Cedric Richmond, did speak. Let me show you what he said. Let's play this clip.
Good evening, Howard. Good evening, HU. I want to say good evening to all of the Harris campaign, the campaign family. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in the promise of America. We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the vice president tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And go HU and go Harris. Thank you all.
A short and to-the-point statement from Cedric Richmond, the Harris campaign co-chair, speaking to what is still a considerable crowd at Howard University in Washington, D.C. You now see them turn as one to start to leave the grounds. They're letting the crowd assembled there for the Harris campaign and for in support of Vice President Harris, letting everybody know that she's not going to be speaking on any subject over the course of this evening. Cedric Richmond saying we still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. You will not hear from her tonight, but he did say that you will hear from her tomorrow. I think indicating that she may be speaking from Howard tomorrow, both addressing HU, Howard University, but also addressing the nation, in his words.
Again, as of this recording, while the Republicans gain control of the Senate, did seem that Democrats would gain control of the House, although we're waiting on results there. That could change in the morning. But that pretty much is the update right now. Just going to give you the facts, the news, where we're at. And we'll keep you posted throughout the day. I'm going to do another video just on the media in general, bearing the Epstein story. And we will keep you posted. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers, and thanks for watching.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram @MidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.